Let me ask this question. What comes to your mind when you look at this picture? Anybody?
Burnout.
Any other guesses?
It remembers me the matchstick that lies below the puja hall. Every day I see the first thing when I come out of my home.
Thank you, Toastmaster Barney, Toastmaster Yasin. Very good morning, everyone. Fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, and guests. Life post-COVID has definitely been challenging, and most of us have been impacted one way or the other. Today, I intend to share with you my understanding of this phenomenon called burnout, how it affects us, and what we must do to manage. So, what exactly is burnout? It's a syndrome that's conceptualized as resulting from chronic stress that has not been managed properly. So we will have this question in mind. Is it only coming from post-COVID times? The answer is no. This concept has been there since the 1970s, just that our medical fraternity had challenges to define this properly. In 2019, the World Health Organization has included burnout in the International Classification of Diseases. I'm sure all of us at some point in our life would have experienced challenging times, testing situations, and things like that. I had such a situation recently, a couple of years back in 2019, and this was at work. We were facing a situation of cost reduction, layoff. So the situation was very uncertain. In addition to the uncertainty that I was facing myself, I also had to execute a layoff in my team. So you can imagine the amount of stress that I would have been under. This was prevailing, the situation was prevailing for a few months. And while I was dealing with all of this, I realized I had developed a sleeping disorder and an eating disorder. To put it short, I was not in control. Luckily, realization struck me quite early that I need to reach out for medical help. So my doctors strongly insisted that I make some lifestyle changes along with medication. I was forced to take up an exercise routine, and I can tell you that helped me to manage the stress at that time. When the world had to lock down in March of 2020, for me it was not easy, but I can tell you with confidence that the routine I had picked up the previous year helped me to manage the stress that came with working from home and being locked inside. The past couple of weeks, I spoke with about 20 of my friends and colleagues, and most of them shared their emotions, predominantly exhaustion, increased levels of stress, and some even expressed helplessness. What COVID has done is it came like a tsunami and hit all of us at the same time. So this is a global problem. I happened to read a Harvard Business Review survey of more than 1,500 respondents in 40 plus countries, and the survey results are as follows. 89% of people feel that their work life has deteriorated. 89%. 85% of people felt that their overall well-being has declined, and 56% of people feel that the work demand has increased. Are we able to relate to these statistics? I am able to. So what causes this burnout? A lot of factors. Unsustainable workload, lack of clarity, lack of support, lack of appreciation, lack of uncertainty, and the results of uncertainty that is prevailing, right? These are all some of the aspects or reasons why burnout happens. I personally experience unsustainable workload, and I attribute this to two reasons. One is meetings, increased number of meetings, and two is having to work long hours because of the virtual working. my number of meetings has definitely increased. All my stakeholders who want to compensate for the missing face-to-face interactions have increased the number of meetings. What used to be a normal project review over a period of time has become a project planning meeting, a review meeting, execution meeting, risk review meeting, and so on, right? The number of meetings has increased. So studies reveal that the number of meetings has increased by 13% for working professionals, and the average working time has increased by 48 minutes in a day. Coming to the second point, this is increased working because of the virtual environment. What used to be a project of 3 to 4 people that gets completed in 5 to 6 days is now taking 5 to 6 weeks. Reasons: remote working, challenges to networks and things like that, right? Or this obviously adds to the stress. So what should we do to manage this? In my opinion, the first and foremost is being self-aware. Until I figured this out, I have had tough time to even acknowledge the emotions that I was going through. So I started asking this question to myself: how am I doing on a daily basis? And when it's not okay, I tell myself it's okay to be not okay. I stopped being harsh on myself when things don't go as per plan. And the second and the very important aspect for me is talking with people. Connect with friends and family. When I talk with people, it re-emphasizes to myself that I am not in this alone, we are in this together. So I have deliberately started asking this question in all my conversations: how are you doing and how can I help? Might sound very simple, but I can tell you this has definitely helped me to open up with my friends and my friends to open up with me. The benefit is definitely mutual. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, there is no question that we are undergoing a crisis of a lifetime. Let's all remind ourselves that we are in this together and this too shall pass. My appeal to all of you is to have these two questions in your conversations with whomever you speak. Genuinely ask, how are you doing? And follow-up question, how can I help? Over to you, TM.